What is the RX 500h? Recent years of the Lexus RX have had three primary attributes to potentially win over midsize SUV shoppers: distinctive styling, a lower-than-average price tag among its peers, and the perceived reliability of its parent company. But it's also been not all that exciting to drive, and it's let down by a non-touchscreen infotainment system with a frustrating and distracting user interface. At least, those are the traits exhibited by the prior generation RX, which dates back to 2016. Lexus is debuting a redesigned RX for 2023, replete with a range of new powertrains and other upgrades. The new RX 500h Sport Performance will top the range of the redesigned model for 2023 and aim to address those criticisms from last year. This fifth-generation RX is the same size as before, but Lexus says it's a bit lighter and offers more rear legroom and cargo space inside. On the outside, the new RX has a similar look to the previous model. The most noticeable change is that Lexus replaced the top half of the previous hourglass-style grille with a body color panel that extends the hood line. The new RX will compete against other mid-size luxury SUVs such as the Acura MDX, BMW X5 and Jeep Grand Cherokee. What's under the RX 500h's hood? The redesigned RX will offer 4 different powertrain combinations, as designated by the numbers following the RX prefix. The RX 500h Sport Performance uses a turbocharged 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine, a 6-speed automatic transmission and a hybrid system to produce a hearty 366 horsepower and 406 lb-ft of torque. Lexus says 0 to 60 miles per hour will take a respectably quick 5.9 seconds. The last generation RX 450h we tested, which had 308 horsepower, needed 7.3 seconds to get up to 60 miles per hour. All-wheel drive is standard for the RX 500h Sport Performance, and Lexus says it's optimized to enhance traction on dry roads as well as in snowy or icy conditions. More secure handling and upgraded brakes specific to the RX 500h Sport Performance should also contribute to increasing the RX 500h's athleticism. Lexus estimates the RX 500h Sport Performance will achieve 26 miles per gallon in combined city/highway driving. That's 2 miles per gallon better than the RX 350, which has 91 fewer HP. More power and better fuel economy, what's not to like? How does the RX 500h drive? The RX 500h Sport Performance, that is indeed its full name, uses the main performance benefit of a hybrid system, namely instantaneous torque, to create the quickest RX on offer. Paired with the 2.4-liter turbocharged engine and a 6-speed automatic in place of the RX 350's 8-speed unit, Lexus claims the 6-speed works better for achieving its performance goals. The 500h uses an electric motor situated on the rear axle for more engaging performance. Tapping into that extra power, and having it come from the rear wheels, gives the 500h a sportier feel, especially accelerating out of slow and medium-speed corners. Combined with the 500h's sport-tuned all-wheel drive system, it's not the same hardware as what you get on the 350 and 350h, adaptive suspension and rear-wheel steering. This RX is much closer in both feel and performance to its German rivals than ever before. Perhaps it's the extra weight of the 500h, but we found the sport suspension to be less jittery than in the 350 model equipped with the F Sport package. It's also surprisingly fun on a back road and drives like a much smaller SUV. This definitely has enough performance to back up the RX's new looks. How's the RX 500h's interior? The outside might not look radically different from the outgoing RX, but the inside certainly does. Dominating the experience is a fully digital dashboard combined with a choice of a 9.8-inch or a 14-inch horizontally oriented touchscreen display. Everywhere you look, it's a step forward from the previous model, and the interior of the RX looks both more youthful and luxurious. Even in its most opulent trim level, the new RX doesn't ever look or feel like your elderly aunt's old Lexus. Build quality, as you'd expect, is exceptional. The new chassis gives the RX a slightly longer wheelbase, and that pays dividends for rear seat legroom. We had the occasion to spend nearly an hour in the back of an RX and came away noting the excellent legroom and comfortable sculpting of the rear seats themselves. Unlike the outgoing model, Lexus says it had no immediate plans to offer an RX with a third row of seats. How's the RX 500h's tech? Lexus has finally done away with the much-maligned touchpad controller that made the user interface so clunky and difficult to interact with in the old RX. It instead uses a simple touchscreen, albeit punctuated with a pair of physical dials that allow you to quickly input the desired temperature for the front seat climate system. We've tested this interface in several newer Toyota and Lexus products, including the new Toyota Tundra and Lexus NX, and while it's not as user-friendly as we'd like, it is significantly easier to